Twins are back home tonight from the Metrodome, the first of a 5-game homestand, the first of a 2-game series with another American League Central Division foe, the Milwaukee Brewers. And good evening, everyone. I'm Dick Bramer along with Tommy John. Glad you're with us for Twins baseball coverage on Midwest Sports Channel. So far, the Twins have proven to be a better road team than a home team. That's not to say they've been burning it up on the road. They've just really struggled in their home ballpark the last year and a half.
And that is unusual because every ball club that comes in here hates to play in the Metrodome. And the Twins this year, they've got to turn it around. They've got to start right now.
The Twins have won just 2 games in their home ballpark so far this year. They'd like, of course, to put together a nice homestand here with the Toronto Blue Jays coming in for 3 after this series. Tonight, pitching matchup, Jamie Navarro against Scott Erickson, 2 pitchers who are trying to recapture the magic of a couple of seasons ago.
When you struggle like Scott Erickson has, it seems like everything you do is wrong. Sometimes I think it might be better just to go out and say, hey, here it is, hit it, I can't do any worse.
And Jamie Navarro has suffered with some of the same problems Scott Erickson has. He had a very disappointing year last year and is off to a mixed start so far in 1994. You see the Brewers' new uniforms. We'll tell you a little bit about their new look when we return to the Metrodome in just a moment.
WCCO-TV, the television home of the Minnesota Twins, is proud to bring you Minnesota Twins Baseball. Sponsored in part by Pizza Hut Delivery. In the Twin Cities, call 488-8888 for Pizza Hut Delivery. By the new Dodge and your neighborhood Dodge dealer. We're changing everything. And by Hardee's Restaurants. We'll be right back with Twins Baseball on Channel 4.
The Twins have just taken the field, and Scott Erickson taking the mound for just the 2nd time in his home ballpark in 1994. He has won just 1 game this year, and that came in his lone Metrodome start earlier this year.
Scott Erickson has too good a stuff to be 1-3 with a 7.48 ERA. He's just trying so hard, trying to make the perfect pitch. And the harder you try to make a perfect pitch, the tougher it is to accomplish.
Defensively behind Scott Erickson, we'll bring you the new Dodge defense, brought to you by the new Dodge. We're changing everything. The Twins haven't changed a thing, as it turns out, defensively. You see the familiar lineup, Knobloch back in the lineup for the 2nd consecutive game. And it will be interesting to see how Rich Becker fares tonight. Last night, a very frustrating night offensively and defensively for the Twins rookie. And Tom Kelly, of course, putting him right back in the lineup and giving him another start.
Kind of like falling off a horse. You can't take the guy out of the game because he'll start to lose confidence in himself. And Tom Kelly does that probably better than most managers in baseball. Tom makes sure that the people feel comfortable in the spots where they play.
Some new names in the Milwaukee lineup. They have really been hit with injuries and illness already this year. Alex Diaz has done a good job in the leadoff spot. Billy Spires, you know about. Turner Ward has done well for the I almost said Blue Jays. That's, of course, the organization he started with. Brian Harper batting 7th and playing in right field. John Jaha, one of a number of Milwaukee players hurt. And Jose Valentin, the 2nd baseman tonight for Phil Garner. Scott Erickson just about ready. Phil Garner bringing his Brewer team in here with the best pitching staff in the American League. The Brewers about the only team that has pitched well so far this year. The White Sox have done a pretty good job too.
Phil Garner told me, he said, one thing that he looks forward to, he's got a healthy Teddy Higuera. Teddy's starting to throw the ball the way Teddy Higuera did of old. If they can do that, the Brewers, minus a lot of power, are going to be tough.
Alex Diaz stands in. Left-handers are hitting Erickson this year at a .420 clip. And the league overall hitting .385 against Scott Erickson. Diaz taking ball one. Hit hard to center. Very similar to the plays last night that Becker misplayed. Hit not quite as hard, but I'm sure Becker feels pretty good about that first ball being hit right to him.
Kind of like that football player getting coming off an injury that you want that first hit to take you so that you can get back into your game. First batter up hits a fly ball, tests Rich Becker out.
One down on the first, and Billy Spires stands in. Erickson, of course, gave up the big home run to Joe Carter in the so-called big rematch between Erickson and Carter after Erickson hit him with the pitch. Pitch called a strike by Dale Scott.
Dick, I don't know any pitcher that throws at any hitter in spring training. And if Joe Carter thought that Scott Erickson was throwing at him in spring training, I think Joe's eating something out of his diet.
1-1 to Bill Spires, the shortstop. Pat Listash is hurt right now, so Spires getting a chance to play. 2-1. Dale Scott will check that baseball. He's calling balls and strikes tonight. Dave Phillips at first, Rocky Rowe at second, Tim McClelland at third. We had a very liberal strike zone last night on getaway day in Cleveland. You should have been there. It was a pitcher's night to be throwing strikes.
11-3? I don't think so.
2-1. Spires lines it right at Leas. Two well-hit balls, but 2 outs.
Scott Erickson needs a couple balls like that. Hit hard? No, I don't mean hit hard. Hit at somebody. Where you make a bad pitch up in the zone and the guy whacks it, but he hits it right to the man that's been playing there for 125 years.
2 down, and Turner Ward at the plate. Ward takes outside a ball. Ward getting a chance to play with Milwaukee. He really didn't get the chance because of the great outfielders ahead of him in Toronto. He's played in every game for Milwaukee.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Turner Ward, as a product of the Yankee organization, was in some sort of a trade. It seems to me that he was over in one spring training. It was either that or my feeble mind is giving out on me.
A strike, and it's 1-2. Ward was indeed in the Yankee organization with the Cleveland Indians parts of the last 3 years with the Toronto Blue Jays. Waived by the Blue Jays in November and picked up by the Brewers. To Hopper to Knobloch. A 1-2-3 first inning for Scott Erickson. To the bottom of the first inning, no score. The Twins Tires Plus lineup tonight has Alex Cole in the leadoff spot, followed by Knobloch and Puckett. You'll notice Matt Wallback moving up to the number 6 spot because he's swinging the bat a little bit better. And then the bottom 3, Scott Leas, Rich Becker, and Pat Mears. And they're facing big right-hander Jamie Navarro.
Jamie Navarro is a huge pitcher, about 6'5", 230 pounds plus. And that was his problem last year. He came to camp overweight, out of shape, and it took him half the season to get back in pitching shape.
Behind Jamie Navarro, John Jaha, Jose Valentin, Billy Spires, Kevin Seitzer, Dave Nilsson in the infield, Turner Ward, Alex Diaz, and Brian Harper in the outfield. It's the first game that he's played in right field. He played some in left field earlier this year. Brian, of course, was a utility player before coming to the Twins. It was only with the Twins that he was an everyday catcher. And Brian still has lots of fans in this area, and some fans are still upset that he is not back with the Twins. I think by now you know the story. The Twins did not pick up the option of on his contract. And he found the market a little soft for him and ended up signing with the Milwaukee Brewers. Alex Cole bunts. You know, the idea there was to try to get it past Navarro. You talked about his weight. He's not very mobile. He's had a history of hamstring problems, and Cole just tried to get it hard enough to get it past Navarro, but didn't succeed.
This is Alex Cole's game. Although the infield plays in on him, he has tremendous speed. Use it. Get the ball by the pitcher. That's an easy base hit.
One away in the first, and Chuck Knobloch at the plate. Outside, ball one. Knobloch with a couple of hits in last night's game in his return to the lineup after being hit in the ribs by Mike Timlin in Toronto. 1-1. Being hit in the ribs can be a very painful and debilitating injury. Dave Winfield missed over a week of spring training with a similar injury. Knobloch inside outs it to right field.
Chuck Knobloch did a good job of hitting. Took a little sinker on the inside part of the plate. Got his hands inside the ball, and watch this. He goes inside out. That's a good piece of hitting. If he tries to pull it, it's probably a ground ball shortstop.
Knobloch at first, one away, and Puckett at the plate. Kirby has hit in every game but one, and came within a foot last night of hitting his second home run of the year. Leading the team with 20 runs batted in. Puckett also is tied for the American League lead in hits with 31, tied with Devon White and Paul Molitor. No one will catch Joe Carter in the RBI department for the first month. He's already got 29. There's a drive to left center field. A long run for Diaz. Can't get it. And a ground rule double for Kirby Puckett on the first pitch. That ball was scalded.
That's an understatement right there. Kirby Puckett is a notorious first ball hitter, especially with runners on base. I'm surprised that they threw him anything close to a strike on the first pitch. Establish what Kirby's going to try to do, and you know he's going to swing. And that ball was too good of a pitch, and he was lucky Kirby didn't get any lift on it.
See Knobloch frustrated because he clearly would have scored had that ball not hopped over the wall. Now Herbeck. Herbeck fouls the first pitch into the upper deck. They are playing Herbeck to pull the ball. Look where Jaha and Valentin are playing. There's a huge gap where a second baseman would normally play, and third baseman Seitzer is playing almost even with the bag on the left side. An unusual defensive alignment. Now shortstop Spires moves over in the hole a little bit. Inside, 1-1 to Herbeck.
We've seen an assortment of shifts on Herbeck. We've seen some people play him straight away and just play a normal defense. This, Herbeck can get a run in by going the opposite way.
And they're pitching into the shift, and not many teams will do that in this ballpark. We saw, I believe it was Oakland earlier this year, put a shift on with Herbeck, but then they pitched him more to the outer half of the plate.
If you're going to put a shift on, you've almost eliminated the inside half of the plate. The pitcher has got to pitch outside half and changeups.
Again fouled into the upper deck. 2-2. You will not see many teams in this ballpark challenge Herbeck inside.
There the catcher sets up outside, and Navarro got the ball up but had enough juice on it to get it by Herbie.
Of course, when they pitched inside, they did not throw strikes inside. Now 2-2. Wow. 3-2.
Good thing he's tall. If he were any shorter, that's a strike.
First base is open. Winfield is on deck. And he walked him. And the bases are loaded for Dave Winfield.
Dick, that looked to me like that was almost a pitch around where he was trying to make good pitches, and yet it was like he really didn't want to throw him a good pitch to hit. And I don't like to see that from a pitcher standpoint. If you want Herbeck on first base, go out and give him 4. If you want the pitcher to get him out, then pitch to him, and you have to take the consequences. If he gets a base hit, you're down 2.
Winfield hit a home run last night with the bases empty to right field. A belt high strike. Navarro facing some heat here in the first inning. He's in a tough spot with the bases full, only 1 out. The Twins, as I mentioned earlier, have traditionally hit him very well. They had great success against Navarro last year. Oh, they say no swing. Dave Phillips says no, sir. Oh.
Yes, that's a good call.
Yes, it is.
All right, Davey Phillips.
Those long arms, sometimes Winfield's check swings can be a little deceiving, but he did a good job holding the bat back. Whoop. Not so good a job holding the bat back that time. 1 and 2.
That's that slider that David just can't reach, and he goes ahead and he swings at it anyhow. And how many times? I think he leads Major League Baseball in bats thrown and distance that the bats have traveled.
In 1993, the Twins faced Navarro 3 times and beat him all 3 times. Navarro had a 12.21 ERA against Minnesota in 1993. He struggled in his last 2 starts, and now right away here in the first inning he's in a big pickle. Two and 2 to Winfield.
Dick, if you look at the catcher on the center field shot, he does something that a lot of young catchers do, and this is something for you aspiring catchers. He'll give first sign, which is the pitch that the pitcher's taking, and then he'll go real fast through the signs, and it's like it's rapid fire. And if you're out there on second base looking in, you can pick up the now they're going to go in, and they probably caught Kirby looking or doing something, looking around. That's done quite frequently, and as a catcher, if you're going to give 4 signs, you have to give the first one and the second and the third and the fourth one in the same sequence, the same time frame, so that the runners can't pick up what you're giving.
Two to Winfield, 1 out. The base is full of Twins. Full count to Winfield, and no place to put him.
They changed signs there because they had been going with the first sign, and the problem is the infielders have to know where what you've switched to also.
Check swing. Did he hold up? Yes, he did, and the Brewers walk in a run. Back-to-back walks to Herbeck and Winfield, and the Twins lead 1-0.
Come on now. That was a good team effort by Dale Scott and Davy Phillips. David took the swing. He held it up. They appealed, and Dale Scott looked right down at Phillips. Did he or didn't he?
Wallback pulls it. Nice stop by Jaha. He's coming home, and they got him. What a play by John Jaha at first base from his knees, getting the force at home.
John Jaha might be one of the best plays you'll see all season. Stopping the ball is one. Secondly, throwing the ball, having enough sense to throw the ball and get something on it. I thought he was throwing a low P to the pitcher covering first base, and got Kirby by a half a step.
2 away, the base is full, and now a big spot here for Scott Leyes. The Twins can break the game open a bit here in the first inning. So far, they have just the bases loaded walk for their only run. Slider on the outside corner. Leyes, with his 3 home runs, leading the Twins in that department. The only other player with more than 1 is Winfield with 2. Another check swing, 1-1.
As hard as Navarro throws, which is in the low 90s, he's not really a strikeout pitcher. He has very low strikeout to innings ratio, and you would think, as hard as he throws, he just doesn't have a good quality breaking ball.
Leyes swinging at ball 2. Instead, it's strike 2. Scotty got caught swinging at a high fastball.
If Scott Leyes wants to keep swinging at that ball right there, that's a tough pitch to get around on. 90 plus out of the strike zone up. That's tough to get your hands above.
Got him, and Navarro survives a shaky first and allows just 1 on the bases loaded walk. Twins leading at 1-0 as we go to inning number 2. And standing in for just the 10th time this year, Greg Vaughn. He has 7 at-bats. He has had an assortment of injuries, the most recent of which is a pulled rib cage muscle. He was just activated today. He spent the earlier part of the week in Beloit, Wisconsin on a rehab assignment, and the rib cage muscle pull still bothers him. And if the Brewers are going any place this year, Greg Vaughn is going to have to be in the middle of their lineup. One and one.
If the Brewers get Greg Vaughn healthy and back on track, if he has any kind of a year that he's had in the last 2, where you can add about 30 to 35 home runs and 90 plus RBIs, with the pitching that they have, they could be tough.
1-1 to Vaughn. 1-2. The Brewers have suffered through, and it's hard to say suffered because they're sitting there at 11-8, half game out of first, but they've had so many injuries already this year. To Vaughn, Darrell Hamilton, a perennial 300 hitter, Pat Listash, rookie of the year a couple years ago. 2-2 to Vaughn, but the pitching staff has remained relatively healthy, and teams struggle when they don't get good pitching, and teams excel when they get good pitching.
The name of the game is pitching and defense, and if you've got a good pitching staff, you can go a long way with mediocre offense.
Half swing, did he go? No, Davy Phillips is not going to call a check swing tonight. At least he hasn't so far on 3 close calls.
That was a good call. If I'm pitching, I would want it, but Vaughn did not go around.
Full count now. Erickson to Vaughn. Got him. Pulled the string and picked up his first strikeout.
That's tough right there. The man has this is his first look at major league pitching. Now, I guarantee you they don't throw 3-2 sliders at Beloit, but that's Scott Erickson threw him a humdinger. Welcome back to Major League Baseball.
Fans may wonder, well, why in the world would the Brewers send him to Class A Beloit? Well, the proximity to Milwaukee and Minnesota, of course. Dave Nilsson, the hitter for Milwaukee, another left-handed stick. Nilsson putting up some good offensive numbers, but the Brewers say that he has really improved defensively so far this year. 2-0.
He had a very poor year last year throwing runners out. I think below 25% of the base runners he threw out, and I think he practiced throwing boomerangs this winter.
High chopper. Erickson makes the play himself. Fine play by Erickson. 2 away. Operators are standing by tonight. It's always fun when the Brewers come to town, and also get a chance on this homestand to see the two-time defending world champion Toronto Blue Jays. 33 Twins, 1-800-33-TWINS are the numbers to call tonight, or tomorrow night, or the night after that. Mostly night games in this homestand. The Cheeseheads are here. Different kind of a cheese sandwich, huh? Twins cap in the middle of two Brewer fans. What do you think of their new uniforms? You like them?
Yes, I do. I think they're colorful, but if you look closely at them, they have a little green and a little gold. Sal Bando designed them, a little green and gold, Oakland A's.
Puckett on the track has it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Scott Erickson on the Sherwin-Williams scoreboard. Dale Scott, the home plate umpire, talking with Kevin Tampany and asking him to find a different seat.
Well, there were two players, Munoz and Tampany, sitting out there where the bat boys, and they wanted them off the playing field and back into the dugout. I think why, I don't know. Maybe they thought that they were going to relay signs or whatever.
At any rate, Rich Becker will lead off in the bottom of the second inning. Becker made the two misplays in center field last night and had a tough night at the plate, but he's been in the lineup just about every game. And he starts tonight with a base hit. The third Minnesota hit.
Nothing better than coming off a poor night offensively and defensively. Your first time up, you get a base hit. The first batter of the game hits a line drive at you in center field, and really makes you feel good. You get off the schneid and start feeling good about yourself again.
You could see Becker running to first. He doesn't wear gloves when he hits, but on his way to first in that base hit, he wanted his sliding gloves, and here's why. Becker steals second, the ball rolling away from Nilsson, but no chance for Becker to advance to third. A stolen base for Rich Becker, and he's in scoring position.
I don't know if that was a hit and run or a run and hit, because usually on a hit and run, the runner will make sure that the pitcher throws home. That time Becker left at Navarro's first movement.
Now the Brewers expecting a bunt with Jaha creeping in from first base. Strike one to Mears. The Twins leading 1-0. Quickly 0-2. Ron Gardenhire, of course, the third base coach for the Twins. And Wayne Terwilliger across the diamond. Wayne really impressed with Jacobs Field in Cleveland. I think everyone was. Mears pulls it to third. No chance for Becker to advance. Throw across from Seitzer to Jaha for the first out. short night for you tonight. The first Oscar Mayer Twins Talk luncheon of the year is tomorrow at 11:30 at the Dome. Tom Kelly will be there. Matt Walbeck, Phil Garner, and TJ, Tommy John will be there. Season ticket holders are invited to attend. 33 Twins, 1-800-33-TWINS. If you are a season ticket holder or a guest, you can call that number for more information. Alex Cole, the hitter, tried to bunt his way on to start the ball game. Navarro made a nice play, and there's strike one.
Pat Mears took the first pitch and tried to hit it to the opposite way, going against normalcy, which would be a bunt. This early in the game, that was a good move.
There goes Becker to third. The ball grounded to Jaha. He'll make the play himself and keep an alert eye on Becker. Becker took a big turn at third. He had the base stolen if Cole had not offered at it. Got a huge jump, and Seitzer was playing well in front of the bag at third.
Navarro didn't even look back. He just gave him a cursory look, and Becker took off right as he looked home. He took off going for third. Some hitters, Dick, some hitters can see that, and they'll hold up on their swing knowing that the runner has third base stolen.
Knobloch at the plate. We'll have to talk with Tom Kelly tomorrow about this, but I'm sure from his standpoint he would love to get Becker on base right away as he did tonight and get him into the flow of things and try to have something positive like a second inning run, pick his spirits up a little bit. And sure enough, he went on the first pitch from first base, on the second pitch at third base, or from second to third. 1-1 the count to Knobloch. Wouldn't try stealing him home, would he? 1-2. Navarro giving Becker a look at third base from the full windup position. Billy Hatcher stole home over the weekend, but that was with Chuck Finley on the mound, a left-hander who went from the full windup.
What year was it? 60 when Carew had all those
1969.
69. What do you have? Eight or nine steals at home, something like that.
7, I believe. That'll be a tough play. We'll see if Spires can make it. Safe. Knobloch beats it out, and Becker scores his run.
Good legs and an AstroTurf. That's a base hit. Takes a slider and gets on top of it and drives it into the ground, and Spires makes a good play out of it and just gets it hung up. And I'll tell you, that was Davies got that safe sign going out all over the place.
That was a very close play, and looked on that replay as if Knobloch could very easily have been called out without much of an argument. Puckett at the plate.
You know why you can't fault Phillips on that? The position that he had, he was in position, he made the call, whether he was safe or out, whichever way you looked at it, he was where he was supposed to be. That's why there's no argument.
Ball one to Puckett. Kirby showing some signs of taking off on one of those really destructive streaks. The ball he hit last night late in the ball game in Cleveland was absolutely tattooed. He hit a screamer on the first pitch in the first inning for a double. And Tom Kelly came up with the original thought. It's been repeated many times. Kirby can get 10 hits faster than anybody you've ever seen. One and one.
That's because Kirby goes up there swinging. A lot of hitters in this day and age like to take the count deep into the 2-2, 3-2. Kirby sees that first white thing spinning coming to the plate, and he's whacking.
Over the years, there's no question the strike zone has diminished. If it ever expands, it probably would affect Kirby the least. or the Twins as a team the least, because as a team they go up there hacking. Twins leading 2-0. A run in the first, a run in the second. The Twins have shown some aggressiveness on the bases. And Navarro intent on keeping Knobloch as close as possible. Oh my, safe again. They got Knobloch leaning that time. You could see on the carpet there how he really churned up the dirt in trying to get back. No argument from Jaha, but it looked to be a very close play again.
Jaha made the mistake a lot of basemen make. He went out to tag him instead of dropping the ball on the bag.
There goes Knobloch. The ball grounded to short. Spires guns it over to Jaha. The Twins are finished in the second. They add another run on the Carrier scoreboard. Right fielder Brian Harper of the Milwaukee Brewers leads it off in the third inning. First pitch, a strike. Harper got a nice round of applause from the fans here. And as he stepped to the plate, a little nod back at his replacement, Matt Wahlbeck. Non-typical Harper numbers, but he's had some injury problems as well. Some hamstring troubles. 1-1 to Scott Erickson. This is an interesting confrontation here. Bounce to the right side. Knobloch to Herbeck. Harper retired. Harper and Erickson never quite meshed as a catcher-pitcher combination, where Scott always in 1991 had Junior Ortiz, and also in 92. And in 93 and 94, Lenny Webster did the bulk of the catching. Do you ever have a catcher who was a fine catcher, but for some reason you and he weren't on the same wavelength?
Yes, that would happen quite a bit. In fact, a guy that played with the Twins here, Butch Weiniger,
sure,
a very, very good catcher. I just had a hard time getting into sync with his calls. I preferred Johnny Oates, and at that time I couldn't get him, and you had to take with whatever pitcher or whatever pitcher was out there. Oates would play once every 2 weeks, and if it was your day, you happened to get him. But Johnny called a very intelligent game, and I'm sure that Scott Erickson would like to see that kind of a catcher back there, a little thinking man's catcher.
1-1 to John Jaha. Jaha not playing at 100%. He stretched the knee ligament last week. Breaking pitch misses. Now 3-1. The Brewers don't have a base runner yet. Erickson has had, I believe, 2 3-ball counts through his first time down the Milwaukee order.
One of the keys, Dick, for a sinker ball pitcher, establish that you can throw strikes. When you establish that you can throw strikes, then you can go lower and lower and lower.
Full count. Without researching it and looking it up, I would venture to say that this is the first time Erickson has put back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings together this year. He set down the first 7 and might make it 8. Herbeck says he's got this one. 2 away. Let's run through the American League scoreboard, brought to you by your Northland Ford dealer. 3-3 now at Jacobs Field. The Indians got a home run early by Albert Bell, but the White Sox have come back to tie it up. No score in the first in Kansas City. Joe Carter drove in his 30th run, which sets a major league mark. Herbeck will outrun Valentin to the bag, and it's 3 up, 3 down again for Scott Erickson in the 3rd inning. Ken Herbeck leads off the Twins' 3rd inning against Jamie Navarro. In the dirt, ball 1. Herbeck walked to load the bases in the 1st inning. Winfield followed with a walk to plate the 1st run of the ball game. Herbeck drives it hard to left field. Turner Ward going back. It's gone. The Twins finally get a home run with the plexiglass down.
Ken Herbeck has the kind of power that he could shoot balls out there all year long. He is so strong that he had left center field, and with the plexiglass down, you don't have to hit that ball 400 feet now.
And again, they shifted him and pitched outside, and Herbeck has very good power that way. It's the first home run the Twins have hit that would not have been a home run last year. And the plexiglass count now is 5-1. Winfield rips at the first pitch and fouls it back. Second home run of the year for Herbeck, his first in the Metrodome. The Twins this year have hit 13 home runs, 11 of them solo home runs. You think they wouldn't have loved to have had Winfield crank one out with the bases full, or Herbeck hit one out with a couple of men aboard? But they have 1 2-run homer and 1 3-run homer. Tonight they have a 3-0 lead. Winfield has an 0-2 count. 1-2.
Here's a picture of Herbeck's swing on the home run. Seam step into the ball, and the ball was maybe just off the outside corner. It was a great pitch, but only you threw it to the wrong guy.
2-2 to Winfield. For as long as I've watched Winfield play, and it's certainly been the case here with the Twins, every time he takes a 2-strike pitch, he hits his cleats with his bat. There you go. In case there's any doubt in the umpire's mind about whether it was a strike or not, Winfield trying to convince him, like, no, that was out of the strike zone. I'm here to stay.
My son, my 15-year-old son Travis, emulates Dave Winfield when he hits. Every pitch he'll tap his spikes.
Winfield not getting cheated up there in this at bat. I think Winfield probably picked that up from Harmon Killebrew. Harmon used to bang those spikes with his bat quite a bit. Full count to Winfield. High fly ball deep down the left field line. Ward kept his eye on it, made the play. 1 away. We'll be with you again tomorrow night. Same time, same station. Different pitchers, of course. Bill Wegman, who's pitched well for the Brewers this year, against Carlos Pulido, who's trying to pick up his first major league win tomorrow night. Pay-per-view in the metro area. Twins ticket at 6:30. Game time a little after 7. Twins getting a little bit of a break because although Wegman is pitching well so far, the Twins will not face Cal Eldred. They won't face Teddy Higuera, and they won't face Ricky Bonas, who has been outstanding for Milwaukee. 4 starts, an ERA of under 1. Belt high strike to Wallbeck.
The Brewers made an outstanding trade when they gave up Gary Sheffield for Bonas, Valentin, and I can't think of the other. He'll probably play right field if the Brewers get a lead in the later innings. It starts with an M and the name escapes me.
Miske, Matt Miske.
Miske.
Fly to short left. Spires going out. Ward coming in. And Wallback will get a base hit. Ward looking at Spires as if to say, I might have been able to make a play on that if he hadn't been in my way.
That's one of those balls where the pitcher is out there cursing his luck. It's hit in no man's land, but that is the outfielder's ball. That's a tough play for a shortstop, especially a shortstop that's coming off back surgery. The outfielder has to take charge and come wheeling in there as fast as he can because Turner Ward has good speed.
Leyes takes up and in, ball one. Twins leading here 3-0. Leyes struck out with the bases full in the first. For the third out. Pulled foul, 1-1. There are more important things going on in the world these days, and I suspected you probably had a number of dealings with former President Richard Nixon, and that was the case.
Yes,
of course, his funeral tonight.
We used to converse quite a bit when he would come to Yankee Stadium. He would sit up in George Steinbrenner's box and sometimes sit down on the field. Obviously, I couldn't talk with him when he was down on the field, but I loved to talk baseball to him. Never talk politics or anything like that. Talk baseball, and he was extremely knowledgeable about baseball.
There goes Wallback. Leyes swings through it. Nobody home. And Spires does a fine job diving to keep that ball from going into center field. Nielsen pulled the trigger on his throw, but nobody bothered to cover the bag.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will see that in high school ball. You'll see that in Little League ball, and you would think you wouldn't see it in big league baseball, but you do. Signals were crossed up. Who's going to cover? It was a simple screw up.
Another runner in scoring position, a 1-2 count to Scott Leyes. Two and two. I never had a chance to meet the former president, but he was indeed a great baseball fan. Of course, back when the Senators were in Washington before the Twins moved here, and of course afterward as well in the 60s. He was a rather frequent visitor, I know, to major league parks.
He gave me one tip. He said, Tommy, if you want to check and see what a player is doing offensively, check the doubles statistics.
Jaha has room and makes the play. Wallback bluffs the tag. Now the ball skipping away from shortstop Spires. 2 away with Rich Becker coming to the plate. Run down the National League scores, again brought to you by Northland Ford. Marlins leading the Rockies. Two away in the third inning. The Twins leading 3-0. Rich Becker singled and scored in the second. Chopper foul.
Getting back to what President Nixon said, a player can be hitting home runs or be doing whatever, but doubles will tell you how hard he's hitting a ball. Not so much now that they have an abundance of AstroTurf, but back then there were more grass fields. If you're hitting a lot of doubles, it means you're stinging the ball down the line and in the gaps.
One and one the count. It's a great picture back in the 50s with President Eisenhower throwing out the first pitch in Washington. Richard Nixon standing next to him. Clark Griffith then owned the Washington Senators, and his son Calvin also in that picture. 2-1 to Rich Becker. 2-2.
I played ball with a young man that was on Mondale's staff when he was in Washington, and we had lunch one day and went up and talked baseball with Senator Mondale, and then went over to Eugene McCarthy's office, and what a knowledgeable baseball man he was.
2-2 to Becker with 2 away in the Twins' third. Chopped to short. Spires right there. And the Twins again settle for one, scoring a run on the Herbeck home run. It's 3-0 Minnesota. If Scott Erickson sets down the Brewers 3 up and 3 down in this, the designated snapper mow 'em down inning, you could win a snapper lightweight walk more. Register to win at your local participating snapper dealership. Mabel Forum half. Registered at Jerry's Small Engine in Gaylord, Minnesota. She's our contestant, and she's hoping for one more 1-2-3 inning from Scott Erickson. Erickson has been perfect so far through 30 innings. He has 1 strikeout, 4 grounders, and 4 fly ball outs. One and 2. Alex Diaz getting a chance to play because Darrell Hamilton is hurt. He was supposed to be the center fielder. Hamilton has an elbow problem that they hope won't require surgery this year. He also has an injured big toe. Hamilton was supposed to be their center fielder because of the retirement of Robin Yount. 2-2. Brewers and Yount reaching an agreement about his retirement. Milwaukee feeling that Hamilton would be their center fielder of the future, and the future was now. But now he's hurt, and Alex Diaz gets a chance. Got him looking. Second strikeout for Scott Erickson. Carlos Pulido and Derek Parks will be signing autographs at the Twins Pro Shops from 11 in the morning to 12:30 coming up on Saturday. Pulido will be at the Hub Shopping Center in Richfield, and Parks will be at Rosedale Marketplace, Roseville. Their Pro Shops, of course, are also a Twins ticket outlet. Chance for you to meet some battery mates for the Minnesota Twins. 10 up, 10 down for Erickson. Here's Bill Spires.
That was a good pitch. That so many times a pitcher can fall into a habit of sinker, sinker, sinker. That was a good straight fastball, low and in.
Slider missing low. 2-0.
That was that good pitch, low and in, make him move his feet.
Back-to-back 3-ball counts here for Erickson in the fourth. On the outside corner, 3-1.
I had a manager ask me one time, and I couldn't tell him the answer. He said, if you guys can throw a strike 3-0 95% of the times, why can't you throw it 0-0?
Spires becomes the first base runner of the ball game for Milwaukee. And Turner Ward will come to the plate. Ward bounced out to Knobloch to close out the first inning. Ward getting the start in left field and Brian Harper starting in right field. Let me ask you something. As a pitcher, did you really value the reports given to you by the advanced scouts?
No. And I'll tell you why. Because I pitched uniquely. I was probably a 95% fastball pitcher. The thing that I would want to know is who's going to hit and run, who likes to hit and run, who likes to steal, first ball hitters, things like that. That where if he's a first ball hitter, well, you can throw him a fastball first ball. You just don't make it pitch down the heart of the plate.
The reason I ask you that, the Milwaukee Brewers are the only team in the American League that does not have an advanced scout. Get a look at some of the advanced scouts who are here tonight. The Brewers in the American League and the Expos in the National League, I believe, are the only teams that, for financial reasons, do not have an advanced scout.
With as many games that's on television, you could almost get you a satellite and have somebody sit at home and chart the games off satellite.
Wasn't it Marge Schott a couple years ago who said, well, why do I need to pay for scouts anyway? All they do is sit and watch baseball. Strike on the outside corner, 2-2.
That's why they sent her dog out to you would go to the games and Marge, the Reds were there if you saw Shotzi sitting back of home plate with the brandy keg under his chin.
2-2 to Turner Ward. One away. We're in the top of the fourth. The Twins leading 3-0. Foul tip. No. A swing and a pitch in the dirt. And Ward strikes out. Third strikeout for Erickson.
That was a good pitch. It was a great call for something off speed, and that was a slider down and right over the heart of the plate. Turner Ward very aggressively swinging the bat, and that's what I'm saying. If you can get the point in the count where you don't have to throw a strike, the batter has to swing at what he thinks might be a strike.
Greg Vaughn struck out in his first at bat. It might be an illusion. We don't have the best location up here, and the center field camera can be deceiving, but it seems as if Erickson's trying to take a little bit off of his breaking ball in tonight's game.
That's a good pitch until you get to the 2-strike count. Just a nice little here hit it slider or a here hit it curveball, because you can't throw throw 2 or 3 breaking balls the same speed to the same hitter at that one time at bat. If you do, these guys are big league hitters. They can time it and they'll whack it. You've got to change speeds on your breaking ball. Your sinker can be the same speed, but your breaking ball can't be.
There's a breaking pitch for a strike on 2-0. Now 2-1. You saw Vaughn's numbers against the Twins last year. He was an all-star, Milwaukee's lone all-star in 1993. Check swing, 3-1.
Vaughn just looks like he can hit. I mean, those bulging biceps, and the tattoo looks like it's alive because he's rippling the muscle there. And 2 or 3 of the Brewer hitters hit like this with their knees cocked in, kind of like an Arnold Palmer putting stance of years gone by.
This is the third 3-ball count for Erickson this inning. So far, the Brewers have not put a ball in play here in the fourth.
Erickson's been throwing a lot of 3-2 breaking balls. He's struck out Vaughn last time on a 3-2 breaking ball. This is where the contest, this is the game inside the game. Vaughn says, okay, he struck me out last time. What's he going to do now? He could be guessing breaking ball.
Grounded to short. Mears has it. Throws on the run. And it's another hitless inning for Scott Erickson on, appropriately enough, the Erickson scoreboard. The Twins lead 3-0. 3-0. The Twins lead it. We head to the fourth. And Don Rowe coming out to talk with Jamie Navarro. And Navarro, we mentioned before, has a history of hamstring problems. And I don't know whether Rowe saw something as Navarro was warming up that caused him some concern. At any rate, he's going to leave Navarro in the game. 33 Twins. 1-800-33-TWINS. The friendly operators with the Twins would be glad to take your calls tonight if you'd like to catch baseball at the Metrodome. Talked about the upcoming homestand. Great lineup of games coming up in May. The Orioles playing good baseball early in the year this year. The Yankees, the Red Sox, the Tigers and Mariners come to town. Bring the boys, bring the girls. Pat Mears will lead it off in the bottom of the fourth.
The best thing ball clubs can do is get the kids involved in the game, because if you get kids involved in the game, Dick, they're going to grow up and they're going to be fans somewhere down the line.
1-0 the count to Pat Mears. Now, you said that Sal Bando came up with the color combinations. There's a line drive that got past Spires and almost hit Rocky Rowe. That ball drilled to center.
The last time you see Rocky Rowe move that fast was at the buffet at the Denny's down the road. That ball was just a fat fastball, and look at that, going after the Rock Man. Mears stung that. A short, quick stroke, and Rocky had short, quick steps.
Alex Cole, the hitter. The Twins have 7 hits. Pitch up high. Cole admitting in our pregame show that he spent some time on the phone over the last couple days calling people and telling them about his first major league home run.
Dick, the best thing Alex Cole can do about that home run, forget it.
Yeah. And that's what he admitted in the interview, too. He said, no, he's not here to hit home runs. He knows that. Liner over the glove of second baseman Valentin. That might run all the way to the wall. Mears comes around third. They're waving him home. Cole will go into third, standing up. And the Twins lead 4-0. Just over the glove of the second baseman, but on the rug, it ran all the way to the gap. And Cole ran all the way to third base.
Valentin almost made a great play on this, and Pat Mears had to hold up. Could not go any farther than a few steps off first base, because if that ball's caught, he could be doubled off. When he saw that he missed it, Mears took off, and Cole wasn't too far behind him going in. Mears was just rounding third, and Cole was coming into third.
You saw there one of the reasons why the Twins never put Brian Harper in the outfield on artificial turf. He does not run well. It's unfair to expect Brian to be able to cut that ball off, but he had a tough time retrieving that ball. Now Knobloch bats with the infield in. Nobody out in the fourth. No activity in the Brewer pen. And a strike, 1-1.
Phil Garner has the infield, I think, at an ideal position. It's not in on the line, but it's back enough to give the pitcher a chance to get a ground ball where if they were in normally, right, even with the line, any kind of a sharply hit ground balls by him for a base hit. Phil's got him back far enough that they at least can maybe knock something down.
2-2 to Knobloch. Knobloch's hit the ball well since his return. 4 for 6, 2 hits already tonight. Now some activity in the Milwaukee bullpen. It's Dwayne Henry. Excuse me, Doug Henry. Chop to the right side. Twins did not have the contact play on. Knobloch retired for the first out.
The St. Louis Cardinals used the contact play to perfection. Knobloch got jammed, tremendously jammed, and just hit a weak ground ball to the second baseman, and Alex Cole was held up wisely. But if you have a contact play on, you can score even on that ball.
But with Puckett and Herbeck due up next, no point in having a contact play on.
Exactly, because you're saying my third and fourth hitter better get me in.
That'll do it, and that might do more. To center, and another ground rule double for Puckett. You just get the feeling that Kirby's going to have a big homestand. Minnesota.
Navarro obviously is not fooling Kirby Puckett with any pitch that he's had so far, and he's challenging him with fastballs. And you don't challenge Kirby Puckett first pitch down the heart of the plate with a fastball unless you want to see that happen 9 out of 10 times.
Herbeck will walk intentionally to put runners at first and second. It will be the 12th walk for Herbeck this year. If Herbeck retires after this year, as is speculated, the Twins will have a huge hole to fill in the cleanup spot. We've talked about what he means to the team defensively, but there's nobody on the team remotely with the skills and the temperament you need in the cleanup for a cleanup hitter.
Well, if he retires and if the trades are made that are being rumored, that's going to free up probably around $10 or $12 million worth of salary, so you can go out and get yourself a pretty nice little cleanup hitter.
Winfield walked with the bases full in the first, and now time is called. I mean, it takes a special hitter to fill the cleanup spot. The White Sox, of course, went through that last year. Frank Thomas really didn't feel comfortable in the cleanup spot. Robin Ventura didn't feel comfortable in the cleanup spot. Now a ball rolling free from the Milwaukee pen, and we have another stoppage of play. It's got to be encouraging for a manager. You're already down 5-0. You got to warm up your bullpen in the fourth inning, and the guy's throwing them in the turf down there.
That's how Ralph Branca got into the game, to throw the home run ball.
That's right.
To Bobby Thompson.
On the outside corner, strike one.
Carl Erskine was warming up alongside of him, and Erskine had bounced about 3 ground balls or 3 curve balls in a row, and they called down and asked Clyde Sukeforth, the bullpen coach, who looks good, and they says, well, Erskine's bounced his curveball, and they said, bring in Branca, and the rest is history.
The history was made. Winfield has fouled 3 or 4 pitches straight back into the net already tonight, and hitters talk about how that's a good sign. If you foul it straight back, that means you're right on it.
That means he's not fooling you, and the fastball that he's throwing is not getting by you, so you're out there and you're hoping that he just keeps coming at you. Navarro does not have that outstanding of stuff that he can just challenge hitter one after another like he's been doing Puckett, and he's trying to do now with Dave Winfield.
Chopper to third. The Twins will survive. They're calling him out at second base. Rocky Rose says that Valentin had the ball long enough to get the force at second. Puckett moving up to third. Winfield safe at first. Now I think this replay will show that Rocky Rowe is correct, but the Twins have been burned on a couple of similar plays already this year.
That looked very close, but I'm sure that when we see that you'll see that the second baseman has the ball and he's taken it out of his glove, and
well, it's hard to tell on that from that angle, but that's the angle Rocky Rowe had to work with. So now first and third. Walbeck at the plate. Matt has the average up to 211 with a 1-for-2 night so far. Ooh, that hit him. And the bases are loaded for Leyes.
That ball was dangerously close. Watch this. That ball is right at that shoulder.
Ooh, a glancing blow.
It just ticked his shoulder. But now Walbeck does a good job. That is the way you're supposed to get out of the way of a ball, is turn away from the pitcher, and if the ball hits you, it gets you on the shoulder or back.
Strike one to Leyes. Leyes has already left 4 men on base. And now he's up there with the bases full. Grounded to the right side. Valentin to Jaha. The Twins scored 2 more in the fourth. They lead at 5-0 on the Sherwin-Williams scoreboard. Twins lead at 5-0 as we go to the 5th inning. No, that's not a misprint. 4 hitless innings for the Brewers so far. Dave Nilsson, Kevin Seitzer, and Brian Harper are the hitters. Ball 1 to Dave Nilsson. Nilsson took over last year for B.J. Surhoff, who's moved around a number of different positions for the Brewers now. 1-1. Surhoff, we neglected to mention, is also hurt. He's on the disabled list with a pulled abdominal muscle. And he's one of their better players. Oh, what a great job of pitching inside by Erickson. He jammed Nilsson and got an easy tapper back to the mound, 1 away. Rain blow gum, and the Twins are offering kids 6 to 16 a chance to be a celebrity bat boy or bat girl. We had them at the ballpark here earlier today. Winners receive Twins souvenirs and 4 tickets to the game. Entry forms are available at the Twins ticket office and must be received by May 12th. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Dick, in baseball we have a term that's called getting in your kitchen, and that means getting jammed. Nilsson was jammed so bad that he got in past the kitchen, that was in the bathroom.
Topping out at the highest number I saw there, 93 miles per hour. But again, the Twins have switched to the faster gun this year.
I wish they had that when I pitched there. That they were always telling me the only way I could get to 95 was driving down 94.
Foul back. Count remains 1-2. And the radar reading, even though the pitch is coming in slow motion. Again, that looked to be the 4-seam fastball you talked about, the straighter fastball. Erickson can mix that up. He relies mostly on the 2-seam fastball that sinks and dives in on a right-hand hitter.
When you get a ball sinking, the ball sinks because of spin, and that pitch is going to be definitely slower than the 4-seam fastball, which is why a lot of pitchers throw 4-seam fastballs, because they get nice readings.
Tapped foul behind Matt Walbeck, and back to the screen. 1-2 the count.
When Seitzer first came up, he had an unusual, he was back off the plate another foot and a half.
2-2.
And would try to hit every pitch to right center and down the line, and you had to pitch him and play him as if he were a left-handed pull hitter.
Seitzer had a half dozen good years with Kansas City. He's well beyond where that back line should be marked. Still 2-2.
When I teach young kids about hitting, I say, well, would you rather be out on 5 feet closer or 10 feet farther back? And they say farther back. And I said, then get back as far back in the batter's box as you can get.
Leas cuts that one off on the second hop. Herbeck makes the tag on Seitzer for out number 2. Leas shaking his head. Not a strong throw from Scott on that ground ball.
He set himself well to double cocked and then just threw a sinker into the base runner, and Herbeck got off there like a first baseman should and just made a sweep tag as the runner came by.
Erickson mixing his fastball up a little bit, getting a few more ground balls here in the middle innings. Here's a prediction based on nothing other than a hunch. Harper will get the first Milwaukee hit here, even though he's behind in the count 0-2. How many times in a Twins uniform did Harper get behind in the count 0-2 and then deliver a hit? Little fly to left, should be caught by Cole. Another 1-2-3 inning for Scott Erickson. He's had 4 of those already, and he's got a no-hitter through 5. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Twins leading 5-0, and they've dismissed Jamie Navarro for the night. Right-hander Doug Henry will take his place. Henry making his first appearance of the year. Swing and a miss by Rich Becker.
Doug Henry follows the script of most of the Brewer pitchers. They have an unusually tall staff. Throws a good overhanded four-seam fastball, and everybody else, he throws the ball in the 90s with a good split.
Henry was just activated from the disabled list today. Spent some time both AA and AAA, El Paso and New Orleans. Had some tendonitis in his right shoulder. Really struggled in the closer's role last year for Milwaukee after having some success in 1992. And he, I don't think, is in their closer's plans for 1994. That'll be a tough play. Spires going back, and he makes it. Nice play by Billy Spires. One down in the Twins' 5th. That'll get Pat Mears to the plate.
Billy Spires raced back much like an end in a football game, looked over his shoulder, caught the ball going ahead. Turner Ward is playing left field as if he wants no part of that ball in that zone right there. He wasn't within 30 feet of it.
Pat Mears spanked a sharp single to center field in his last at bat. Scored on Puckett's double. Or excuse me, on Alex Cole's triple.
The pitch, Dick, that Becker flew out on, we got a real good close-up of the ball in Henry's hand, and he had it gripped 4 seams, and then when he went to go into his glove, he spun it around and got it set for another pitch. Now we see right there he's got a 4-seam fastball set. It looked like he turned it to throw some other pitch.
Breaking pitch in the dirt. 1-2.
And people will ask, well, why can't the coaches see that? Because sometimes you'll set it for a breaking ball and spin it for a fastball.
Ooh, just missed the outside corner. 2-2. Breaking pitch missing inside. 3-2. To center. Diaz coming in. That's the second out. And Alex Cole will come to the plate. Mike Fetters, one of the Brewer pitchers who is expected to fill the closer's role. Brewers have four saves. Graham Lloyd has 2 of them. Left-hander. Fetters has 1. Bob Scanlon has the other one. And we've seen this year more and more teams, for whatever reason, getting away from one closer and having more of a closer by committee arrangement.
Many times I think, Dick, that the players, and you said it earlier, they don't feel comfortable in that role all the time. Once in a while they can pitch well out of there, but it takes an unusual individual and a very different psychological makeup. And a lot of pitchers just don't have it. And that's not saying that they're a bad pitcher. It's just saying that they don't have the makeup to be a closer.
Rick Aguilera quoted today in the St. Paul paper talking about Lee Smith, talking about just that, how even though Smith doesn't throw as hard as he used to, he still has the heart and the experience to get the job done. 10 saves already in the month of April. If the Orioles keep playing well and if he keeps throwing well, he may break Bobby Thigpen's record before it's all over with.
Well, that tells you that 2 things. It tells you that Lee Smith is still doing a job, but it tells you that the starters aren't going 9 innings.
Full count to Cole with 2 out. Got him. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Doug Henry, but the Twins lead at 5-0 on the Snapper scoreboard. John Jaha, Jose Valentin, and Alex Diaz, the hitters. Here in the 6th, there have been only 2 well-hit balls for the Brewers tonight. The first 2 hitters, Diaz and Spires, each hit line drives that were caught. And that hit Jaha. So now Erickson will have to pitch from the stretch. And if you've watched Twins baseball the last couple of years, you know how he is a different pitcher when he has to pitch from the stretch.
A lot of pitchers have a hard time throwing from the stretch. Many times if you're pitching a good game like Erickson's pitching, you will take your warm-up pitches out of the stretch so that you become familiar with what you have to do if they ever get a runner on.
Bunt attempt, rolling foul, strike 1. I don't know if Valentin will try to bunt again for a base hit, but if he reaches first base on a bunt, can you imagine the scowl from the mound if Valentin breaks up Erickson's no-hit bid with a bunt single? Yeah, I noticed something there that was a little bit different for Scott from the stretch position. He's opened up a little bit more to the plate.
That's what I noticed on his first 2. He has really opened up, and I would think what he's trying to do is get more coil.
They might get 2 here. There's 1. Double play. Whatever he did differently, it worked that time.
what that does, watch his front shoulder. It's open, and to get back to throw, it's got to close. And when it closes, then you have a better chance of throwing that sinker and getting a good ground ball.
6 no-hit innings for Scott Erickson. Whatever his thoughts are, he'll keep them to himself. Check swing to Knobloch. It's quickly 0-2. The Twins leading at 5-0. But the story here is Scott Erickson. He is not allowed to hit through 6 innings.
Some pitchers, Dick, like to be by themselves when they have a quality game going like this. Other pitchers, just one of the guys on the bench.
He's on an obvious roll, and the worst thing that could happen from his standpoint, I would think, would be a long inning where the Twins really put together a 4 or 5 run inning. Yet the way the season has gone this year, you can bet the guys are up there trying to scratch for every run they can get. 2-2.
When you're on a roll, you want to get in there, get toweled off, get a drink of water, and get right back out on the mound, because you don't want to leave it. If you leave it, like you said, for too long, the feeling may go.
Knobloch called out, and he knew it. Henry's done a good job in his first game of the year. He's faced 4 men and retired 4 men. Kirby has had a good night at the plate. He has cracked 2 doubles, both of them ground rule doubles. Both of them to center field.
They're going with the slider first pitch. It didn't work. Navarro tried to throw 2 fastballs, mine.
Toothpaste is out of the tube already, but his 3rd hit of the night. Came into the game tied for the league lead in hits. Devon White and Paul Molitor will have to have a good night to keep up with Puck here tonight.
Kirby Puckett, when he's swinging the bat good, sometimes I think you're just better off throwing him Dave LaRoche's lob up to the plate and just throw it and just say hit it as hard as you can, because no matter what you throw him, he's going to hit it hard.
Kirby with his 3rd 3-hit game in the last 4 games. Veteran Jesse Orozco warming up for the Brewers. Two 2-0. Herbeck has already walked twice tonight and homered to left. They don't appear to want to pitch Herbeck very aggressively at all. Now 3-1. Winfield on deck, of course.
You hate to pitch defensively because you're going to put runners in scoring position, and Dave Winfield is no slouch at the plate either.
Now a full count.
You'll see right now at this count, 3-2, what Henry thinks of, one, his ability to get Herbeck out with his fastball. If he thinks I can get him out with a fastball, he'll throw it inside.
To center field. Diaz has it for the 2nd out. You may want to consider calling and getting a ticket for the last 3 innings here tonight. But the same two teams play tomorrow night. 33 Twins, 1-800-33-TWINS in the MCI hotline for those of you in the outstate. 5-0, the Twins lead it with Tommy John, Dick Bramer at the Dome. Winfield, yes indeed, drove in a run with his walk in the first inning. Jamie Navarro pitched 4 innings and gave up 5 earned runs. That gets away from Nielsen. He can't find it. Kirby will round second and hold up there. A wild pitch charged to Doug Henry.
Nielsen went down like a goalie in hockey, just trying to block the ball off his chest protector, and the ball hit high. There, it hit off the glove and bounced over his shoulder, and he had no idea where it was.
Now with first base open, they'll prefer to pitch to Matt Wahlbeck.
Those balls aren't very far outside, Dick. That one was.
Second walk for Winfield, and now Phil Garner will come to the plate. And he's already made the move for Jesse Orosco. Matt Wahlbeck will hit right-handed with a couple of men aboard when we return. They keep inviting him to camp, and he keeps winning a job. Jesse Orosco.
How times have changed for Jesse Orosco. Once the premier closer in baseball, when the Mets were in their heyday, Jesse Orosco was the man you called on. Now he has a 7.90 ERA, 5 innings pitched, 5.2, and 7 strikeouts. So Jesse Orosco still has a very good breaking ball.
Let's see who is in the zone. Brought to you by Unical 76. Brady Anderson with 4 extra base hits last night for the Orioles, and Devon White with 4 hits for the Blue Jays in their win over Kansas City. Right here, the Twins lead 5-0. Matt Wahlbeck getting a chance hitting right-handed, his natural side, facing Jesse Orosco. 2 men aboard. Doug Henry, I'm sure, was on a rather conservative pitch count since this was his first outing of the year. Ball 1. Orosco, a remarkable story. Broke in with the Mets in '79. He's pitched at the major league level every year since then, with the exception of 1980. He took a step back and became a full-time relief pitcher at Jackson in the Mets system. 1-1. He has had only 2 years with an ERA of 4 or more. His first year in 1979. Then again in his last year with the Mets in 1987. But in this day and age where hitters seem to dominate the game, and I know for a relief pitcher an ERA can be a misleading statistic, he's done the job. He's been able to get left-hand hitters out. Grounded up the middle, but Spires is there. He flips to Valentin, and the Twins are done in the 6th. They don't score. On the Toyota scoreboard, the zeros are what matter. Scott Erickson has faced 1 man over the minimum. He allowed a 1-out walk in the 4th inning to Bill Spires. Spires was left on base, and it's Spires who will lead off the 7th with Scott Erickson 9 outs away from a no-hitter. It'll be Spires, Ward, and Vaughn, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Milwaukee.
In my book, the no-hitter, the low hit total is immaterial. The fact that Scott Erickson is pitching into the 7th inning, He's pitching well, and the main thing is he's pitching out in front. He's getting ahead of the hitters and making them then hit that tough sinker or the tough slider out of the strike zone.
The only other Brewer to reach was John Jaha, who was hit by a pitch leading off the 6th inning. 1-1 to Spires. Two and 1. 75 pitches, the unofficial count for Scott Erickson. And that's a very good total through 6 innings, or into the 7th inning. To left, Cole going back. He's got it. One away in the 7th. Donruss Card Book Day coming up Sunday, May 1st. The Twins wrapping up the homestand against the Blue Jays. The first 15,000 fans, 16 and under, get a baseball card book and 8 Twins trading cards, courtesy of Donruss and the Twins. 33 Twins or 1-800-33-TWINS, the numbers to call. And we will certainly understand if you wait until the bottom of the inning to call. Coming inside and missing ball 1.
He's pitching well inside. I'd really like to see that. He's throwing the ball, starting it in off the plate a good 8-10 inches and making those hitters give a bit.
2-0. For the most part, Erickson's kept the ball in the infield. The fly ball that Spires hit to Cole, only the 4th ball hit to the outfield. But now a 3-0 count to Turner Ward. What makes the outing by Erickson impressive, on the 3-0 count, Erickson, they're calling it a fair ball. Herbeck reached across the line into foul territory, and Dave Phillips gave him the call, and that's a big second out here in the 7th.
If we have a good angle on this, you can see it's not where he catches the ball, it's where the ball goes over the bag. It can be just like a pitch on the plate where the ball can just tip the corner of the bag. If that's the case, it's a fair ball.
Yeah, you're right. Of course, it's not where Herbeck catches it, it's where it crosses the bag. And again, Dave Phillips in pretty good position to make the read on it. 2 out here in the 7th. Going to say what makes this outing particularly impressive, no hitter or not, the number of left-handed bats that the Brewers have in their lineup. And we told you Erickson was allowing a batting average of .420 against left-hand hitters so far this year.
Well, he's pitching inside to left-handed hitters, straightening them up and then going away with his sinker. And if you can do that and pitch in front, the left-handed hitters must give on that ball inside because they don't want to get their ribs roasted.
1 strike to Vaughn, 1-1. Breaking pitch for a strike, 1-2.
He's had good command of his breaking ball all night tonight. Struck Vaughn out in the 2nd inning with a 3-2 breaking ball. And he's been throwing the breaking ball behind in the count, ahead of the count, but he's been throwing it for strikes.
Seven no-hit innings for Scott Erickson. Scott Leyes, Rich Becker, and Pat Mears will hit for the Twins in the bottom of the 7th inning. Leyes has not gotten a ball out of the infield so far. He's left 7 men on base, but the Twins so far haven't needed any of those runners. No one wants to say a word.
How do you think that got started? Because I had a couple of near no-hitters in the minor leagues, and I was in there chirping, and somebody, oh, whoa, 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 you can't say anything.
A hook by Orozco. It's 0-2. One of baseball's superstitions that unfortunately is crept into the broadcast booth. The superstition is you're not supposed to say anything about it, but Erickson focused on the game, certainly not tuned into us.
They got on Skip Carey the other night when he was Merker was throwing the no-hitter. Yeah, and they said, you're announcing a no-hitter, and he says, well, yeah, he said, that's what we're up here for. Announce the game.
2-2 to Leyes. As you look at Jesse Orozco pitching to Leyes, we have this note: Dave Righetti, who has more saves than any other left-hander in Major League history, was released tonight by the Oakland A's. Popped foul. Jaha and Nilsson look at each other. It's Jaha's play, and he makes it. Righetti, 8th on the all-time saves list with 252. Made 7 relief appearances for the A's this year. Run down the American League scoreboard for you. Some updates. The game now in the 9th inning. Kansas City's game has been postponed. The A's will play later tonight, as will the Mariners and the Yankees, the Orioles and the Angels. Dave Righetti had a no-hitter back on the 4th of July. What was it, 1983 at Yankee Stadium. Converted to a relief pitcher the next year.
Struck out Wade Boggs to end the ball game.
Rich Becker hitting right-handed against Orozco, taking ball 1-1. Becker's had only a dozen right-handed at bats, and he's hitting .417. Two and 1.
The last at bat on Scotty Leyes, Orozco threw a very un-Jesse Orozco pitch. It was a changeup. You never used to see Jesse Orozco pitching out of the bullpen throw anything but fastballs and hard breaking balls.
3-1 now to Rich Becker. He'll be followed by Pat Mears. Full count, and we'll update you as well on the National League games that are in progress. Willie Banks pitching for the Chicago Cubs in that game, probably not in the ball game anymore. Becker draws a walk. John Smiley pitching for the Reds. A couple of former Twins in action tonight on the mound. Becker at first, 1 out. Mears coming to the plate.
For a team, you were saying that the Expos do not send a scout in advance to chart the other team's pitchers and hitters, and they score a lot of runs for not having somebody telling them what's coming. Maybe that's the way to go. Just say, guys, see the ball, hit the ball.
That's right. Orozco slings a strike over.
See, I've always taken the tack, Dick, that the scouts go out there. A hitter is going to make an out 7 out of 10 times. You're going to go and say, okay, this is what the guy's going to do, the pitchers, this is what the guy's going to do to try and get the 8th out. I would rather scout the pitchers and help the hitter get the 4th hit than help the pitcher get the 8th out. Say, okay, Erickson or Orozco or Navarro, at this point of the game, he is likely to throw a fastball or a breaking ball.
Another hook for a strike. It's 0-2. Twins leading at 5-0. Twins getting a run in the first, a run in the second, a run in the third, and 2 in the fourth. Becker stole a base in the second inning after his leadoff single. High fly to short left. Turner Ward has it for out number 2. Let's see what happened this day in baseball history, brought to you by Champion Auto Stores and Crown Auto Service Centers. Mickey Hatcher going 5 for 5. Frank Viola pitching the Twins to a win. That was back in 1985. We may have an event to replace that date in Twins history here tonight. Alex Cole with 2 out and Becker at first. Strike 1 to Alex Cole.
Would you say that Mickey Hatcher played the game with enthusiasm?
I saw Mickey Hatcher get 9 straight hits when he played for the Twins. One of the great front foot hitters of all time.
He was. You couldn't walk him. If you threw the ball 10 feet outside, he'd find some way to take a swing at it.
Mickey, of course, now a coach for the Texas Rangers. Breaking pitch missing inside, 1-1 to Cole. Looking ahead to the 8th inning, the Brewers are scheduled to send up Dave Nilsson, Kevin Seitzer, and Brian Harper. Now 1-2. Cole, coming into the game, had done a very good job in the leadoff spot. He's a very picky hitter, and he gets called out on strikes a lot. The strikeout in the 5th inning, his 15th K of the year, a lot of those uncalled third strikes. But he had also walked 15 times and had an on-base percentage of .432 coming into the game. Two and 2 to Cole. That's, I don't. So what was Paul O'Neill hitting coming into the game today? He was hitting .491. So
what was Ricky Henderson's on base? It was about a little over 500, wasn't it?
O'Neill's on base percentage .571. And Ricky's in the top 10. Full count now to Cole. If Cole should reach, Knobloch would come to the plate. And you wonder how impatient Scott Erickson is right now. It's been a long half inning, even though the Twins have not gotten a runner to second base. There goes Becker. There's a swing and a miss by Cole. So we go to the 8th inning with the Twins leading 5-0, and the Brewers still in search of their first hit on the home Oak and Leather scoreboard. To the 8th inning, Dave Nilsson leads it off. First pitch low, a ball. Nilsson has tapped back to the mound twice. Two 2-0.
Now's not the time to get tight with your strike zone, Dale Scott. That was a pretty good pitch.
3-0. Talking during the last break, the fans have been distracted because the Twins have not played very good baseball so far this year, but not tonight. Between every pitch, a hush falls over the crowd. Everyone riveted on Scott Erickson. A leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. The second Erickson walk. The third Milwaukee base runner. Now a couple of right-handed hitters. Kevin Seitzer and Brian Harper. Twins have not had a no-hitter since 1967. Seitzer late on the fastball.
That's pretty impressive, Dick. Here you are, almost 100 pitches into the game, into the 8th inning, and he's throwing the fastball by a very good fastball hitter.
That last pitch to Seitzer, pitch number 91. Strike 2.
And the people at home are watching that. They're saying, how can the guy take a fastball on the outside part of the plate? Because he was looking for something else, breaking or inside.
Now the runner's going to try to go, and he'll advance. Nielsen moves up to second base on the pitch in the dirt. It's the first Milwaukee runner to get as far as second base.
That was an 0-2 breaking ball. And believe me, if you're going to throw an 0-2 breaking ball, that's the place to throw it, right there.
The 1-2 breaking pitch misses. Herbeck knocks it down, fumbles it, but makes the play. Maybe even a veteran like Kent Herbeck gets a little nervous at this time of the game.
I don't know if he was nervous, but that ball was hit like a rocket. And Herbie was playing a little skate tag with it there, hitting a kick and a off the shoe and hit it again. But he stayed with it. That ball was high out over the plate right in Seitzer's wheelhouse. Watch this. There he kicked it, picked it up. Good job.
Here is Brian Harper. A ground ball to second and a fly to left for Harper tonight. Two quick strikes.
Harper was looking breaking ball. He had to be looking breaking ball on those two pitches because they were fastballs out over the plate. And at least off me, Harper loved that ball.
Check swing, no swing. Harper, the best two-strike hitter in the American League. And that's one of the reasons why. He does not overly commit, even though he's behind in the count. 2-2.
Scott Erickson a little disgusted with that call by Dale Scott. That was a pretty good pitch, people. Well, I'm telling you that the inside half of the ball hit the outside part of the plate.
Grounded foul. See how quick Harper is. That pitch was up and in and was probably ball 4. Harper, a curious study at the plate. Very disciplined with 2 strikes, but not very disciplined with 3 balls in the count. Takes very few walks. but year in and year out, one of the toughest hitters in baseball to strike out.
As evidence right there, that was a real good 3-2 breaking ball. He just reached out and flicked it. The pitch before that was something up and in, and he got his hands inside the ball and fought it off. Harper is doing a good job of hitting here in the 8th inning.
Got him looking.
Harper just took a curveball or a slider, whatever Erickson calls it, right down the middle of the plate. And that tells you right there, Dick, that he was looking for something away or in or whatever. That ball froze him.
John Jahai at the plate. Ball one. There's the outside corner, 1-1. Grounded to short. 3 outs to go. The Twins lead at 5-0 on the Sherwin-Williams scoreboard. For the first time since 1967, a Twins pitcher will take a no-hitter into the 9th inning. First, the bottom of the 8th. Chuck Knobloch, Kirby Puckett, and Kent Hrbek. Base hit Knobloch. His 3rd hit of the game. Mike Fetters, the new Milwaukee pitcher, pitcher number 4. He comes into the ball game in relief of Jesse Orosco, who relieved Doug Henry, who relieved Jamie Navarro. Puckett at the plate, looking for his 44th 4-hit game. Knocked down by Spires. No play. Everybody's safe. Great play by Spires at short. But Kirby's just picked up his 4th hit in a game for the 44th time. Fetters appears to be making the same mistake. Oh, that was a breaking pitch. That might have been a fastball.
That was a breaking pitch, and he just got it up in the strike zone. And Kirby hit that ball that Spires couldn't pull down, couldn't put a Kent Hrbek on him, where he fumbled it, and couldn't flip it over to second base.
Here is Hrbek inside. You know, one thing that helps Scott Erickson and the Twins here is it is not a 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 ball game. So Tom Kelly does not have to get anybody warmed up in the bullpen, and Erickson can start the 9th inning without having somebody backing him up. This driven to right. It's got some carry. Caught at the wall by Harper. And the runners will retreat. I don't know, when you were on the mound, whether you ever considered it a distraction to have somebody warming up in the bullpen. Erickson's so focused tonight, he might not even notice. But he does have the benefit of a comfortable lead at this point.
Well, he's got enough of a lead that he can pitch for a no-hitter. And by that I mean, if you come in a 2-2 or 2-1, you can throw breaking balls. You can really make some nasty tight pitches to try to pitch for that no-hitter.
Ball 1 to Winfield.
The reason being, if you walk the hitter, so what? It's still 5-0, and another run or two here would even make it a little easier. Two and 0 to Winfield. Twins have a dozen hits tonight. The Brewers have none.
2-1 to Winfield. Winfield saw Dave Righetti's no-hitter in 1983 with the Yankees. Ooh, that ball drilled up the middle. Knobloch comes around third. He'll score. And it's 6-0 Twins. Third hit of the inning against Mike Fetters. And 4 well-hit balls.
Fetters definitely hasn't been fooling anybody, and he possesses a pretty good sinker, and he threw that ball down and out over the plate, and that's where I've seen Dave Winfield hit numerous balls from right center over to left field, and when David does that, he's a good hitter.
What goes through a catcher's mind at this point of the game? How can you focus on this at bat when you're catching a no-hitter?
Sometimes it's more nerve-wracking for a catcher.
Sure.
Especially here is his first year in the big leagues, and he's in there, and now he's got a no-no going into the 9th inning. Please let me call the right pitches.
2-1. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, the scheduled hitters, the number 9 hitter, Jose Valentin. Then the top of the order, Alex Diaz and Billy Spires. 2-2. To second for 1, no throw, and a look over to Puckett at third base. Here's a look at some low hit history for the Twins. The 3 no-hitters. Jack Kralik the first. Dean Chance pitching a 5-inning no-hitter in 1967, his first no-hitter. And some one-hitters, and the one-hitter in 1991, Scott Erickson shared that with Mark Guthrie. In 1992, Erickson threw a one-hitter. The only hit was by Tom Brunansky, who is currently on the bench for the Brewers. And also, remember in 1991, Scott Erickson had a scoreless inning streak of 30 1/3 innings. That streak was broken on a Tom Brunansky 3-run homer. Swing and a miss by Leas, 1-1. Breaking pitch over for a strike, 1-2.
When Fetters throws the ball down in the strike zone, he has some nasty bite on that sinker.
2-2. Probably a good thing right now that Kirby Puckett's at third base. He's always talking, and you can only imagine what he might be tempted to tell Scott Erickson at this point. But he's on the bases. He's not in the dugout, so Erickson can't hear him. Rolled back up the middle. Spires will tap the bag, and we'll go to the 9th inning. Scott Erickson 3 outs away from a no-hitter. With Tommy John, Dick Bramer at the Metrodome, Scott Erickson needs 3 outs. Coming off the Milwaukee bench, Jody Reed hitting for Jose Valentin. 26 years in the major leagues, how many no-hitters have you seen?
I have seen one. John Candelaria on a Monday night game of the week pitched against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Reed holds up 2-1.
Joe Horland pitched one when I was with the White Sox, but I was in Terre Haute, Indiana on Air National Guard duty. When they told me that he pitched a no-hitter, we had such a horrible hitting ball club, I asked the question, did we win?
Ground ball to second baseman Chuck Knobloch. We welcome those of you joining us around the country. Scott Erickson has a no-hitter for 8 1/3 innings. Dick Bramer and Tommy John from the Metrodome. The Twins have not had a no-hitter since 1967. We go now to the top of the Milwaukee lineup. Alex Diaz, he'll be followed by Bill Spires. Erickson with 110 pitches on the night. One and one.
All night tonight, Diaz has never even looked like he might try to take the ball with him down towards Herbeck in first base.
Herbeck, and Erickson is 1 out away. Earlier this year, Kent Merker pitched a no-hitter for the Atlanta Braves. There has never been a no-hitter thrown in this ballpark.
You don't think Erickson's ready? He was ready to pitch, and Spires wasn't even close to being in the batter's box yet.
The home plate umpire is Dale Scott. 1-0 to Bill Spires. Erickson has walked 2. He has hit 1 man. One of his walks was to Bill Spires in the 4th inning. Two on 1. There have been 2 well-hit balls, nothing close to a hit. Diaz started the game with a line out to center field. Spires followed that up with a line drive to Scott Leyes. Both balls very well hit the first 2 outs of the game. Now Erickson trying to get the 27th out. 3-1. If Spires should reach, Turner Ward would be next. A 2-out walk to Bill Spires. Ward on the night, 2 ground balls and a strikeout. The score incidental at this point, but the Twins are leading 6-0.
Dick Erickson made excellent pitches. Even when he was behind in the count, he didn't give in and just lay a fastball down the heart of the plate. He pitched tough.
Inside, ball 1. The Brewer bench is telling Bill Spires, go ahead and take second base. The Twins are not holding him on. And there he goes. 2-0.
We had a manager with the White Sox, Al Lopez, would tell the pitcher to wind up right now. If you feel better winding up with a lead and you're in the last inning, wind up, forget the runner.
2-0 to Turner Ward. 3-0. Greg Vaughn on deck. Left-hand hitters coming into this ball game hit Erickson at a .420 clip this year. And the Brewers started 5 left-hand hitters in their lineup tonight. Jim DeShays, Carlos Pulido, and Kevin Tapani looking on. Three and 1. 3 and 2. $17,988 fans with a collective sigh on the 3-2 foul tip. Now Ward asks for time. Greg Vaughn will come to the plate with runners at first and second. Vaughn playing his first game since his rehab assignment earlier this week in Beloit, Wisconsin. Class A ball. Tonight, he's gone down on strikes twice and grounded out to short. Popped foul, strike one. Erickson has thrown now 126 pitches. He's thrown 20 pitches here in the 9th inning.
And he still has good life on his fastball. That's good to see.
One and one. With his 3 at-bats tonight, Vaughn is just 3 of 10 this year. One and 2. Vaughn on the rehab assignment because of a pulled rib cage muscle. Fly ball left field. Alex Cole coming in. Mears going out. Cole has it. Erickson has his no-hitter. 27 years. The second time that the Brewers have been no-hit in their 25-year history. Scott Erickson trying to regain the magic, as we referred to it in the open of our show, Tommy. A very outstanding 1991 season, a 20-game winner, and since then he has struggled to get into his rhythm. And how about Matt Wahlbeck? You saw Tom Kelly congratulate the rookie catcher. What a great thrill for him.
I wouldn't have any idea of how it would even feel to be out there like that. But Scott Erickson has too good a stuff, and we've said this before. He has some of the best stuff I have seen, and he is a quality pitcher, and if he just gets his confidence, and a game like this can get him off and going.
Pitching coach Dick Such, Ron Gardenhire, and finally the manager with, well, my goodness, Tom Kelly didn't smile like that after Game 7 of the '87 World Series or the '91 World Series. And what a big moment for Scott Erickson, no-hitting the Milwaukee Brewers. We're going to try to get Scott Erickson to join us on the air here. Everybody just beaming over Scott Erickson's performance here tonight. And the last play created some tension of its own, as Pat Mears and Alex Cole almost allowed this ball to drop.
Alex Cole took off after the ball, not running real hard. I don't think he thought the ball was going to carry that far. And I know Erickson had some tense moment right there. That's great. Golly.
Everybody pouring off the bench. And Scott Erickson picking up his second win of the year, both here at the Metrodome. And what a great, great moment as Erickson, with the benefit of, as you talked about in the ninth inning, I think we discussed it, a comfortable lead, which allowed him to pitch a little bit more aggressively, perhaps, in the top of the ninth inning.
Well, if the game had been 1-0, he could not have afforded to really pitch real tough when you get down 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. You've got to try to challenge hitters because you don't want to put the guys on base. But with a 6-0 lead, you can make some tough pitches.
Tommy, I can honestly tell you, I never thought I'd see a no-hitter in this ballpark. I think of all the ballparks in baseball, this, because of certainly the artificial turf, and this is a hitter's ballpark, there's no question about that. Lost fly balls in the ceiling. There are a lot of things that go against a pitcher when you come in here. It is really a tremendous accomplishment to throw a no-hitter in this ballpark.
I thought it was a great accomplishment if you threw a shutout in this ballpark, let alone a no-hitter.
Well, let's join the man of the hour, man of the year, Scott Erickson. Congratulations. Can you hear us, Scott?
No, I can't hear a thing.
Okay. All right, Scotty, we're going to keep talking to you. You got us? All right. Congratulations. What a great thrill.
I got lucky, I think. Had some balls hit pretty hard, but they're right at people, and then it didn't seem like too many the softer hits fell in and got where people couldn't get to them.
To be honest, there really only were a couple of well-hit balls, but the first 2 outs of the game, did that kind of maybe set an omen for you? You thought maybe this is my night.
Oh, that kind of helps out. You go out there and guys hit 2 bullets and they're right at people, and you seem to kind of luck out. And the guys put some runs up early, which really helped out. And I just kind of went out there and tried to throw strikes.
Well, you had the 18,000 fans here and everybody up in this booth squirming in the 9th inning. Let's get to the last out after a couple of walks. You got 2 strikes and Greg Vaughn, and your thoughts as you delivered the pitch and watched it caught by Alex Cole in left field.
I kind of hung it, actually. It wasn't a very good pitch. I think I got lucky right there. Wanted outside a little more, but I was a little nervous right there. I thought they were going to run into each other right there. But
In the 8th inning, Scott, again, you had a leadoff walk and then a ball hit pretty hard by Seitzer to Kent Herbeck, and Kent had some problems with it. Were you concerned at all at that point?
No, he kept it in front of him, did a great job. it takes a lot more things than some good pitching and some good pitches to get a no-hitter. It takes everybody on the bench and everybody out in the field to do their job and make some good plays like Kent did on that one.
Have you made any significant changes in your delivery or your approach, Scott, from the first?
I haven't changed anything since my last start or the previous 3 starts. I had a little bit better slider today. I think it was more reminiscent of the years past, but previously, it just felt a little better. I had a little different grip on it, and you get lucky once in a while.
Well, Scott, congratulations. We know that there are a lot of people who want to talk to you, and I know there are a lot of people that you want to talk to, including your mom. I would imagine you'll spend some time on the phone with her tonight.
Hopefully she got to watch it tonight. I don't know if she did or not, because usually I talk to her the night before I pitch, but we got in late last night, and I didn't want to wake her up. So hopefully everything worked out pretty good.
Scott, congratulations. You gave us all a big throw.
Thank you.
All right, Scott Erickson throwing a no-hitter tonight, and the Twins winning it 6-0. A tremendous effort by Scott Erickson, and I think that those first 2 outs might have been more significant than maybe Scott would allow, because he's been struggling. Everybody knows that. A lot of hits. Anytime a league is hitting close to 400 against you, as was the case as Erickson entered the game here tonight, to have a couple of bullets hit right away but right at people, I would think would really boost your confidence.
As a pitcher that has pitched poorly and in tough luck, when you're struggling and you get some balls hit hard, when they're caught, you go, whew, that's really good. And then if any one of those 2 balls, or both of them, would have been in, now Erickson's saying, here it goes again.
Right.
I'm having one of those nights. I've made a couple pretty good pitches, and I can't get the ball hit at guys. But it takes, like he said, it takes a little luck and some good pitching, too.
An outstanding job tonight by Scott Erickson. We'll be back to wrap up an historic night in Twins history in just a moment. Scott Erickson throwing the first no-hitter in 27 years for the Minnesota Twins, a 6-0 win. We'll worry about what this might do to the pitching staff in terms of boosting their confidence tomorrow, but clearly the story tonight. I'm nervous. I'm still shaking. You're a 26-year veteran. I don't expect you to be nervous, but you were telling me that you still got the butterflies.
Well, you like to see him pitch well, and no-hitters, it just doesn't happen every now and then, and he has struggled. And I know I've seen him on the road. I've seen him work, and he works hard. He's a competitor, and you love to see good people. You love to see good things happen to good people, and Scott Erickson is a good person.
Well, shall we on camera here debate who should be our player of the game? Pretty obvious choice tonight, I guess. Scott Erickson getting the last out, the 27th out. A lot of pitchers get the 25th and 26th outs in the no-hitters in the 9th inning, but then lose them. And Scott Erickson is our Jeep Eagle player of the game. Erickson walked a couple. He made it really interesting at the end. Matt Walbeck thought it was the 3rd out. It's just a question of who was going to catch it, Alex Cole or Pat Mears. And Alex Cole hung on, and we hope that that ball is given to that man, as Scott Erickson throws a no-hitter in the Metrodome for the first time. "6-0, the Twins win it. We thank our tremendous crew here at Dome Vision, and we'll see you again tomorrow night.
WCCO Television was proud to bring you Minnesota Twins baseball, sponsored in part by your Northland Ford dealers, where you can test drive 5 of the top 10 selling vehicles in America. By Subway. Subway's the place where fresh is the taste. And by Northwest Airlines. Some people just know how to fly. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be rebroadcast in any form without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins.